Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Magical Human Show. We've just had a blood new moon. It was early this morning. Is that right, Claire? No?
Yeah, we have,
You
but
look cross with me.
no, it's because I like to call it the
Name.
Celtic ash moon. So when I hear these Native American terms for things, it just really grates upon me. And I know that I have clients and people who really identify with Native America. June really identifies with Native American cultures, etc. But whilst we're in this land, let the land speak for itself. And so it is a full ash moon lunar eclipse in Virgo under the Pisces season. So you got a lot of water, water everywhere. And fun enough, we're just talking about water rates and how extortionate they are. And my household, the rates are over £100 a month. And
Oh,
we're not even
That's
having
insane.
baths every day and things like that. It's maybe a bath once a week. And there's only four of us, but we do have a Airbnb and there's people in that. But it's just insane. It's ridiculous. In fact, our
well,
utilities are ridiculous. The whole thing is,
while we're on the subject of me taking over this little shop round the corner, I have now got the bill for the next coming year, which is you'll cringe. It's only £308 for the whole year.
well,
What's
that's
that? Is that business rates?
But it's a business rate. And what is puzzling to me, and I'm going to ask the person when I get to talk to them, is that they're charging for surface water drainage.
yeah.
Okay, this is a ground floor shop with no guttering, no roof, because the roof belongs to the flat upstairs. That water that comes off there is probably being paid for by the flat and us as well. So I am
Hmm.
going to ask these questions. Make
They
no
might have
mistake.
split it between the two of you, perhaps, because the building is on the land.
I don't
Maybe.
know. There's no surface water for them to take care of
It's
from my,
worth a question
yeah,
answering, June. But also your shop doesn't have a bath or a shower. It has a small kitchen, does it? And a toilet.
one tiny tap and a toilet.
So I think, I mean, £308 for that still seems like quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to let me pay in installments in monthly £27 a month, but still,
Yeah.
I think it's a bit. My house, which is just literally round the corner, is about that price as well, and that's like there's quite a lot more rooms. Not as many as your house, mind you, but quite a few more than one room. It's just one room. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
interesting. Interesting how they work these things out. I want transparency. I think we need that. Mm.
Yeah.
They
I
work.
just had my council tax bill for the year through. I haven't looked what it is compared to last year because I think it's just going to make me angry. I can't control it,
Mm.
but I daren't look at the difference because it's just
Mm.
insane.
It is.
Yeah.
We pay an absolute fortune for our
Such a
council
bomb.
tax. We
Mm.
pay an absolute fortune for everything. I think it's about £900 a month in utilities.
It's
900
insane.
What?
You could rent a bit,
Mm.
that's what my husband was saying. He's saying, when I started working, that would rent me a really nice flat. And now I'm paying this in utility bills. It's just like, what is going on? And no one is living the high life, believe me. No one's running around with the thermometer set up, bathing every 5 minutes, none of that. So I'm like, what is going on, But
Yeah.
this is how it is, and this is how it will be. We've got farmer issues going on, haven't we, with food crises, and there's all kinds of external pressures being
Mm.
put upon us to try and make us crack while the
Mm.
rich get richer, and it really fucks me off.
And we're
Mm.
not going to crack. No,
No, we
no.
will resist.
Standing
We
firm.
will make through this.
I've got my
Getting back
dream
to the
catcher
movie.
earrings on, so that's
Oh
going
yeah,
to
well you can capture all the kind of, negative energies,
catch
stuff
the
like
good
that.
stuff. Yeah.
So if anyone's stuck on what an ash looks like, this
Oh
is
no,
not going to work, is it? There we
there
go.
you go.
There it is.
There it
Oop,
is, and there it isn't.
that
There
turned
it
into
is,
Northern Lights.
there it isn't. You're just going to have to live with not knowing what it is.
Same colors.
It
Interesting,
gave
isn't
you a
it?
flash. It's got keys on it. But ash trees, ash dieback, is a big issue across certainly the south. I'm not sure if you have ash dieback, do you? Yeah, okay.
Mm.
And what is so interesting about an ash tree, Celtic tree moon number 3, is the fact that its deep roots are connected to the water systems. And we have trees dying. It's like, oh, ooh, could the water systems be toxic? All the
Mm.
runoff and all the chemicals that we feed the cattle, and so on and so forth. So my little thing about ash dieback is, and also I feel, because around here they just take down woods of trees of ashes and they say, oh, we're doing it to prevent the spread of it. And it's like,
Oh, like the killing of the chickens.
exactly, exactly. There's no respect
Just
for
kill
the
nature. We
tree
don't need it.
and the tree's ability to heal itself. It's like,
Right.
no, it's just this random kind of, again, very restrictive, narrow focus point of view that we seem to be allowing and have allowed for a long time over everything. It's like one person makes mistakes, so everyone must pay for it, and
Mm.
trees are so incredible at and so wise, and they will restore themselves, and they are. There's ones that are coming back that aren't getting this particular issue, but it's just sacrilege anyway. So this
Well,
go
it's
on,
not
June.
just the ash up here. We had strange things going on with our chestnuts last year, and they had this horrible burnt look on their leaves,
Mhm.
like something had burnt them. And I'm thinking, okay, what's falling out of the sky? Yeah, exactly. And that was very peculiar. And then a number of very old trees, probably they're in a flooding area down by the river on a path that I take to go to my volunteering on a Thursday. And several of the biggest, oldest trees have kind of fallen, lost in the wind and with the water on their roots. They get lots of flooding from the riverside. And I think they're just unstable and old. But they're having revival of new shoots coming out of the remaining trunk that has not fallen over. And thankfully, so far, the council has not just gone in and willy-nilly taken them down. Plus, they planted new trees. I noticed there's a bunch of new trees in these little cages along the riverbank. And then I got to thinking about how trees talk to each other with their roots and their microbiomes and whatnot. And I thought, what happens? Wonder how they accommodate the new trees. Do they welcome them in? And they say hello, and here we are, and meet Joe next door, and this kind of thing. Yeah, fascinating train of thought, and don't know how we find out.
Well, we can think about it in terms of look at the invasive rhododendron species that was brought in as too acidic, has changed the pH of the soil in the areas it grows, and it stops other things being able to grow. So when you have these species, if someone hasn't taken into consideration what they're going to draw out of the soil and indeed put back in and actually had some intelligence around that, then all manner of things can happen and you get this dominance of species, etc. So I don't think it's all love and light down there necessarily.
No, I hear you.
Right.
Yeah, there aren't any down there, but on the other side of the river, there's quite a lot of Himalayan balsam,
Which means you've got a
which
lot
is
of
another
nitrate.
one.
But
Mm.
Himalayan balsam's given a really bad rap. But the reason we have so much Himalayan balsam is because it cleans out the nitrates out of the water and the soils. So you need it to do that. So nature knows what it's doing. So when nature allows something to grow naturally, it's growing in the right place because it's met with its battles, it's self-seeded, it's done what it needed to do, it's welcomed in, all that stuff. It's when we, man, without any conscious consideration or appreciation or understanding, just think, well, we'll just stick a tree there. Oh, what's a cheap one I can get? Oh, never thinking about the rest of the family that it's going to be, adopted into.
Mm.
Crazy short-term thinking.
Well, I hope they've put back the chestnuts that have come down because it's a beautiful avenue of chestnuts and a mix really. There's various different. There's red chestnut, there's white chestnut, and there's oh, what else is down there? I've cycled down there for decades, and yeah. Anyway, it's a nice mix of deciduous trees, but no pine trees, nothing like that, because I know they require different soil.
They will suck the living
Mm,
daylights out of the
mm,
soil.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I was talking to another friend of mine who said she calls this moon the plow moon
Mm.
because
Yeah, because
that
that
is
would make
an
sense.
ancient one from this land too, right?
Yeah, because this is the time to put the seeds in the soil.
Mm,
So this is a planting moon. So the plow, you're tilling the soil to put all your seeds in. So that makes
mm,
that I have no issue with. It's this
mm.
blood business that I have. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
but
I read something about that being because there was the lunar eclipse and there was a red color around it, but I don't think that's not always the case for this month, is it? It's not always an eclipse, is it? Or is it?
I can't answer that. I don't know enough to confidently say we have this every. Are you Googling this now, Tamar?
No, I'm just looking on my calendar because I've got the retrogrades, but I haven't got the eclipses.
I've got the eclipses listed on mine, but I can't say that they happen in like every single year at the same time. But
Mm,
going back to the meaning of ash, the
mm,
ash is the meaning, the tree of transformation. So as we've gone through our shadow journey, we've gone through Imbolc, which is when we've kind of, had our visions, etc. We've had this final last opportunity to clear or get a greater understanding of our toxic emotional behaviors and patterns. And so this lunar eclipse is about letting those go. So, but it's also because it's a full moon, it's going to bring things to the surface. So, can I just ask people not to indulge too much? Because what happens with the full moon, especially if you're a comfort eater or you self-soothe through toxins, your drive to do that is going to be a lot higher. So, and it brings toxins to the surface, so it's actually giving your body an even harder time. So your body's your antennae, you need to look after it.
mm.
It carries this story of how you've done, where you've been in your world. Have a little respect for it. And I hope that's enough. But yeah, be thinking about those patterns because they will be what's driving that submersive behavior.
Yeah, quite a few people I know are having big colds and coughs and clearings, and I've got several of them are educated now to go, yes, this is a clearing. This is what's happening, and I'm going, yeah, good. So just try and let it happen, and they're asking me, help me do something to speed it up, and I'm going, just be with it. Just stay with it. Let your body do what it needs to do. Because if you hurry it, it'll just come back and do it again later. And you will probably need another one later anyway, because of the amount of stuff we're having to clear out on a regular basis. So, yeah, putting more stuff in is going to give you more to clear.
Agreed.
Mm,
And the quicker you surrender, as you
mm,
say, the more like the kind of faster it will come because you've
mm,
surrendered to it. So yeah, 100%.
mm.
Tamar,
I don't know anything about trees. I don't feel like I had anything to contribute to that conversation other than I like them.
that's enough. That's a
That's
really
enough.
good starting point.
Quite good.
It is. Well, I'm going to view a couple of houses in a week or so. One of them, I've never seen a more clinical garden in my life. They've got that astroturf on and
Oh,
everything's in pots. So I was like, oh God, the first thing I'm doing is ripping that out. Ugh. Because I like grounding and grass and nature and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
it's a nice house, but it's not really my taste. So we'll see. I'm going to go and have a look and get the vibe.
have you had any
Um,
interest in yours?
so I've not yet put it on the market. I've just got an estate agent I actually like. So I'm filling the paperwork in next week.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we'll see. It will happen if it's going to happen. But the same day that I booked in the estate agent, they started digging the field at the back, for the estate. Oh, perfect timing. I mean, it would have come up on searches anyway, but it turns out they haven't yet got a builder to build the stuff, but they have to break ground within like a 3-year limit.
Yeah.
So what they've done is dug up and started laying the first bit of the road. So it's just this little patch of tarmac they're doing, making a lot of noise and a lot of mess.
Mm.
Ugh. So hopefully it won't be happening, but
Yeah.
whoever moves in will know that I'm not going to. I wouldn't lie about it anyway. I'd make sure they knew because it's happening.
I know. It's
Such a
happening next to me, and I was thinking, oh, I can move, but it's knocked 100 grand off the value of my house. So no, I can't move. And then I'm like, how do I live through it? And so I'm in discussion with Hope, with the developer, that they can put a series of mitigation in to help make the process less painful. But at the moment, they've misrepresented us on the land. So where it looks like we are, we're not, and all this kind of stuff. So interesting times, but it just feels like, but I think a lot of people are feeling this because, as far as I can tell, certainly down here, the land is being pimped whichever way you look. It's like no single piece of green field is allowed to be. It's like can't have any nature. Everything has to be completely overdeveloped. What we're going to be fed on, I don't know. But, probably stuff that's, more chemicals and astronauts' food. And we'll live in our plastic boxes and our rat runs. No, we will not.
No, we will not.
It will
Back to the beginning again. We will resist.
Yeah, we have to resist. Everyone has to get off and do something about it. Pay with cash, have a problem with these things, fight back, check your rights. Don't just submit.
There's things we have to submit to, like colds, but not that shit.
Yeah, choose your submission. Don't.
Yes,
yeah,
precisely.
And find your rights out.
Yeah.
Like you can't afford to be complacent, even though it feels like, oh, there's so many things going on. I'm so busy. I've got this, I've got that. It's like, well, yes, but you'll have an awful lot more problems if you don't act upon them.
Shall I tell you another magical thing that happened this morning?
Yes, we could do with some magic.
Because you know how it was magical that I got this little shop, right? If I hadn't gone to look at the other place that was miles away and I hadn't come back that evening on the bus, I might not have seen the sign and I might not have contacted the landlord and I might not have managed to get the shop. I still feel like it's someone else's. You know what I mean? I still feel like it's not mine yet. And I keep going in there going, coming out again and cleaning a little bit. And then, but I need a plumber that has back to water and emotions. I mean, I've got moon in Cancer. I got my sun in Scorpio, and my first house is Pisces.
That's why you're really feeling it. Yeah.
So wet. But it's mitigated by my Aquarius rising. So, and other fierce things. Got Mars in my first house as well, which is quite interesting.
Energy into being you. So tell us, what was the other magic?
Anyway, I went outside to pop something into a neighbor through their letterbox, and I saw, well, back to the shop. The toilet is blocked. The sink is leaking, and the little water heater is also leaking. I think, okay, that's all right. It's emotions. It's fine. Some blocked things are left behind, and some leaky emotions are left behind. And these are not mine. These are other people's. This is partly why I'm not spending that much time in there, because I remember what I said about cleaning windows and absorbing other people's stuff that gets stuck to the windows. There's two great big, huge windows, and I've got to clean them today and tomorrow. They have to be done inside and out. And I'm going to just make sure that I'm okay, and I'm not going to breathe that all in. But anyway, so I contacted a plumber friend of mine this morning, not had an answer yet. Went out the front door. There's a plumber's truck.
So did you go and ask him?
Put a note on his windscreen.
Or her. Start with her. Be disruptive.
Pardon me.
Their
windscreen.
And did they come back to you?
Not yet. They're in somewhere else down the street. They're doing some work somewhere down the street. So I said, I'm at here and I have a little job. It's probably way too small for somebody like them. They're proper van with proper.
Was there not a phone number on the van you could call?
There probably is, but I was busy with the water rates and stuff this morning. So
a personal touch. I know you would have Tamar and the modern Tamar.
Yeah. Give him a text.
It's like, oh God, I love a phone call. I love the personal touch. I really do.
I hate it.
Oh, I know you do, darling. A lot of people do. I had to get a client to ring me yesterday because I was driving and they wanted to have a conversation with me about how I could help them. And she said, I I really don't like the phone. I really don't like speaking on the phone. I was like, well, right now we have to, but I really like it because I get instant response and I can hear your vibration.
Yes, yes. All apart from the fact that you've got this thing next to your brain, but
Well, in the car, it's not. It's over there,
mm,
isn't it? So,
that's good.
yeah.
That's good.
Wow. So water everywhere,
Yeah.
vast expense to everyone, and toxic and yeah, just
And different strange companies. I mean, I don't know why. I really don't know why. And they said on
the water's coming from Scotland instead of Yorkshire.
no way it's not. It's
Well,
who
but
owns
they
it.
but you can have Scottish Power, can't you? And they're a UK wide
Right,
company,
okay.
so it might just be owned by a Scottish company, but then they
That's
supply
it.
locally. But
That's it.
water is
And
usually your local, isn't it? That is a bit weird.
yeah, it is weird. And also the voice on the recording thing while I was waiting 10 minutes for somebody to answer, said, I'm sorry, we're really busy because there's been a problem with our suppliers. And I'm thinking, who? You are the suppliers. Who,
Mm.
what?
It is weird, but wouldn't it be lovely if they were pumping Scottish water down to you? Because Scottish water is very, very nice. I was just thinking, then you are down. Yes, York is down. Wouldn't
Down.
that be
Yeah.
lovely? I love
Yeah.
Scottish water and Cornish water. That's quite nice, so I think. Is it
Yeah.
Cornish? Somewhere down south, they have soft water, don't they? Do you have
Well,
soft water,
you
Claire?
say that the natural water will be lovely, but their water may not be. It may
Yeah,
be
true.
full of nonsense. Yorkshire water has as yet to comply with the whole mission creep of putting fluoride in the water, which, we're thankfully our brains are damaged by other things, but not the fluoride yet. So yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. We see. Like you say, we can control only so much of this, can't we?
My hairdresser said the water down here is so dirty or so full of things that it makes all of our hair lose its shine. And I can see
Wow.
Yeah.
so
Our water's just really hard. We get
yeah,
lime scale on everything.
everything, absolutely everything, same here. Which kind of sounds quite nice, lime scale. I think, oh, calcification, chalk cliffs, that's okay. Water coming through chalk is generally really nice.
Mm.
But for some reason, it doesn't work out like that. We get lots of black mold and red mold as well, grows really quickly and easily. So,
Mm.
but that means it's got
Interesting.
life-giving forms. So
Yeah.
that's going to get me when it does the pictures and it freezes us. It's going to
That'll
get
be the picture.
Yeah.
You put in a face.
forward. Okay, so we've got Ash, we've got Virgo. So people take the time, please, to sit down and think about your emotional patterns and behaviors that you wish to leave behind, or at least get greater clarity over, because a full moon is like a light on a mirror. So it gives you like really, really allows you to see things and people and situationships, so you can go,
Mm.
and work out what is for your best and what's for your best. But ultimately, we're in control of our own selves, even though we don't often act like that. So it's all about you. I can't think of anything else to say. June, have you got anything else to say, or Tamar?
Oh, I've got endless amounts.
I mean,
I've been up all night and I'm completely hyper.
I didn't sleep well last night. Did you, Tamar?
I did, except Donald Trump was in my dream, ruined it. He was being a dick, but it was just annoying. I don't even know what he was doing, but I just woke up thinking twat.
I see. Yeah, I don't. So you're quite triggered by Donald.
I hate him. Hate him.
Oh dear.
Hate him. We know all the things he's done and he's getting away with it, and I hate him. I'm not going to talk about him because it makes me angry. I was going to talk about retrogrades quickly.
Yes.
So we're in the Venus retrograde at the moment. And I saw a thing going, don't try anything new. Don't have a new hairdresser or any new beauty treatments or anything. And I'd booked in to have my eyelashes tinted so I didn't have to put mascara on. It was a lazy thing. And so I moved the appointment to after the retrograde, and she's cancelled on me twice. So I'm now taking it as a sign from the universe that I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm not doing it anymore. And when Venus retrograde is ending, we're then going into a Mercury retrograde. So there's kind of, it feels like it's a season that's coming on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different challenges, but it's okay.
yeah, it's totally okay. I mean, the Mercury retrograde starts on Saturday,
Mm.
starts tomorrow.
Mm.
And
But you know, don't sign any contracts, don't buy anything big. Well, my life is contracts and purchasing and things. So stuff always goes wrong when that happens. So I don't ever look forward to it.
I think as long as you're mindful, I think the thing with Mercury being retrograde, as far as I've absorbed it, is that we have to just be more mindful and very careful about what we say and
yeah,
listen more carefully to other people in
that's
those
exactly what it
times
is.
rather
Being
than being
flexible. Yeah.
flippant with
I
our
never think before I
comments.
speak.
And
It's a terrible time for me.
Yes. Says
yeah,
she
well,
who
that's
can't
going to
keep her
finish
mouth
on the
shut.
31st, Mercury retrograde. So it's not that long. So it's good time to explore intuition and spiritual growth. And then we've got Venus actually in April, both retrograde in Pisces on the 2nd of April. So everybody's pinging about at the moment and doing their thing. So yeah, I think that it's quite a difficult time really, as we know.
Yeah,
Go
I
on.
feel like there's so much positive stuff going on. These things
Like
keep
what?
happening to me, like these finding shops and finding plumbers and like lovely people keep smiling at me when I go through town and people are very kind and lovely and I keep getting other people coming to me going, I hate people and I'm bumping into people in town and I'm going, but I don't feel that right now. It's and I have done in the past. But the most interesting thing happened yesterday. I was on a British Flower and Vibrational Essences workshop. Well, it wasn't a workshop, it was a talk by a lovely colleague who was talking about the astrological connections between the flower essences and the zodiac signs. And she was going through the common ailments as generally perceived. And I was like, as usual, going, no, that's not me. I'm a Scorpio, but that's not me. And I said, I'm aware of the irony. A Scorpio would say that, wouldn't they? But the thing is, there's like the original 12 healers that Bach developed, and they all have an astrological connection. And so I dug out my old book, which I haven't really properly.
Tell us the title.
It's called
Astrological Study of
Study of
Backflower
Love
Remedies. Okay.
and
by Peter Damian. And I've had this since 2006, and I've never really properly studied it. And what it's saying is that each sign, like Virgo, for instance, has got Centauri as its that's and I think that might be appropriate for right now. But also we're looking at where's the Pisces gone to? Pisces, come here. It's at the end, isn't it? Of course it is. Rock Rose for fear.
So what are you
So
saying? You're using certain astrological signs to use certain backflower remedies.
they are connected
Okay.
by this study.
And what would they use them for? Just a daily help
Well,
them feel good flower.
it depends on if you're using them as your own personal essence, but I think collectively, fear is the biggest issue we've got right now.
yeah.
Everybody's frightened of something. And what's stopping people from living in harmony internally and externally is the fear. And if we can just get in to our higher heart and come from a place of love, then none of this will matter. So your challenge, Tamar, is to love that man. There you go.
No way. I will love him when he's dead. I hate
I don't
him.
think she needs to
No.
love him. I think she needs to
I
find a
know, I
way
was
not
just
to be
poking the
triggered.
bear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no triggering unless it's a triggering that brings on something that's constructive. If it's a triggering that brings on something that you're basically wearing him in your body if he makes you up. Yeah, but you are.
Yeah, you invited him into your dream. Who's in charge of your dream? He isn't.
because I'm on social media and I try and skip past anything with him, but it's just everywhere.
Well, that maybe you need to not skip past it. Maybe you need to just look at it. And,
Ugh,
you know
can't
what?
I
even
don't
listen.
see any of
I
that.
look at his stupid face and listen to the stupid shit coming out of his mouth. Excuse my language.
Wow.
It's a visceral hatred.
Wow. I have
represent
lots I
that.
could say about that, but I think, yeah, I love you, Tamar. Please love the world and try and marginalize the things that irritate you because
Yeah.
you're wasting your energy on it
He's
to
like the
be
symbol
sure.
of everything that's wrong in the world.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem. He is being put in that position, and
Mm.
you are being told to hate him, if I may say so.
No,
Everybody is
his
being,
behavior makes me hate him. I'm not being told anything.
well, you're being shown those aspects of his behavior. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what the mainstream media is doing right now.
I don't use mainstream at all.
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
These are people that are affected by his actions. No.
Mm-hmm.
No time for
Well,
them.
I just feel like we're being manipulated most of the time. And I think anything we can do to stand back from that and just go, they're all actors. That's all they're doing is they're
Yeah.
actors. They're in a play and we're watching and we've got our own world here and I'm just looking after my own little world. And that feels really good to be able to do that.
There's a fine line between not wanting to be, step out of it and ignore it, but also wanting to be kind of informed about what's going on in the world. It's a
Yeah.
really fine
Yeah.
line I'm walking.
You're absolutely right. Yes. One eye on it just to keep abreast, but don't. What was that meme that I found? It was called, it was an eye. It was a beautiful iridescent eye on Instagram. And I saved it and it said, observe, do not absorb.
Mm.
And that's the thing, because I guess what it sounds like is you have absorbed
Mm.
a bit much. I mean, I see all sorts of weird things in my dreams. And I wish we all ought to be recording them because it's fascinating, but I'm gonna have to get my voice recorder out because I can't write fast enough. They're gone by the time I started the first sentence.
Yeah.
So writing a journal is a good thing to do to just get it out.
Haven't they just done something? Oh, I don't know enough about it again. This annoys me. Something about dreams, and scientists can either influence or they can record them or something. They've just had some breakthrough around this kind of thing. If I come across it, I will send it to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's been something has happened.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't want scientists in my dreams either.
What I want is to be able to download textbooks into my mind. I enjoy books for reading that I enjoy, but there's other stuff that I kind of have to read, and I'd like to just download that straight in. That would be good, and make sure that I can remember it. That I would allow.
Oh, back to trees. Somebody has just told me about this amazing book that's written from the point of view of a tree.
Oh, what's it called?
Okay.
You probably already know it, Claire.
Don't know.
It's got a very strange name, and I'm going to have to look it up again because I can't.
Someone gave me a book of
Shall
food.
we'll look it up and share it with the post of the video.
Reflections of Quercus Trine by Andy Bracken.
That sounds like a lovely book.
It's a really interesting book, and I've read the first page, and I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to download that and live inside that and have that tree in my dream.
So shall we adieu?
Yes. Other things to go to. Okay. Thank you very much. Nice to see you all. We'll see you. I think it's in 2 weeks. It'll be around the next full moon. Claire, you need to stop the video.